What happens when the people who actually know how things work decide they're done? Not the people with the fanciest titles, not the people who spend half their day in meetings, not the people posting motivational quotes on LinkedIn. I'm talking about the men and women who quietly show up every day, solve problems, prevent disasters, and keep the whole operation from falling apart. The people who don't need applause. The people who don't need constant supervision. The people who just know how to get things done. For many companies, those people are Gen X. As Gen X starts retiring, a lot of organizations are about to discover the hard truth. They never had a real system. They had a handful of competent people holding everything together. And when those people leave, the cracks are going to become impossible to ignore. This isn't just a business issue. It's a cultural issue, a leadership issue, and ultimately, it's a truth issue. Because when competence becomes rare, everyone pays the price. Every workplace has them. The person everyone calls when nobody else can figure out the problem. The technician who can hear a strange noise and tell you exactly what's wrong. The office manager who knows where every skeleton is buried. The employee who understands not just what the process says, but how things actually work. These are often invisible. They aren't the loudest. They don't brag. They don't spend time promoting themselves. They simply deliver. If they disappear tomorrow, chaos would follow. Most organizations don't realize how dependent they are on these people until they're gone. By then, it's too late. Generation X grew up in a unique window of history. We were old enough to remember life before the internet, but young enough to adapt to the digital world. We learned how to use maps before GPS, how to diagnose problems before YouTube, and how to figure things out because there was no tutorial waiting to save us. If something broke, you took it apart. If you failed, you dealt with it. If you wanted something, you worked for it. That environment produced a generation that became comfortable with uncertainty, comfortable with responsibility, comfortable with solving problems independently. Gen X became the bridge between two worlds, the analog world and the digital world. We can work with old systems and new systems. We understand mechanical systems, software systems, and human systems. That combination is increasingly rare. The most competent people are often the least visible. They don't seek attention. They just handle problems before anyone notices. And because they make difficult work look easy, management often assumes their job isn't that hard. This is one of the great ironies of competence. The better you are, the less dramatic your work appears. People think, it only took you 10 minutes. That didn't seem very hard. Anybody could do that. What they're paying for is not the 10 minutes. They're paying for the 30 years of work it took to know exactly what to do in 10 minutes. The most valuable knowledge in any company usually isn't written down. It lives in people's heads. Things like which vendor actually delivers, which machine gives warning signs before it fails, which customer needs special attention, which shortcut is safe, what shortcut is a disaster waiting to happen. This is tribal knowledge. It's accumulated through years of mistakes and hard-earned experience. Companies often assume we have procedures, it's all documented, we can replace anyone. That is one of the most dangerous assumptions in business. You can replace a position, you cannot instantly replace the wisdom. Millions of Gen X workers are entering the final phase of their careers. Many are tired. They've spent decades carrying more than their share, solving problems, training others, cleaning up mistakes, keeping standards alive, and many are asking a simple question: why am I still doing this? Some will retire as soon as they can. Others will mentally check out before they officially leave. When they do, companies will feel the loss. Not because of headcount change, but because practical competence walked out the door. When experienced workers leave, several things happen. Problems take longer to solve. Simple issues become major events. Costs increase. Mistakes multiply. Customers get frustrated. Service quality declines. Managers get exposed. It becomes clear who was truly adding value. Morale drops. Remaining employees lose confidence. The organization starts to feel unstable. Not because the system changed, because the people who understood the system are gone. This is not Gen X's fault. The real failure belongs to leadership. Strong leaders identify key people, transfer knowledge, develop successors, reward competence. Weak leaders ignore top performers, promote politics, assume talent is replaceable, wait until it's too late. If your business is one retirement away from chaos, that is a leadership problem. This goes beyond the workplace. Our culture increasingly rewards appearance over substance, confidence over competence, feelings over facts, titles over results. But reality doesn't care. Machines don't care about your intentions. Customers don't care about your buzzwords. Truth still matters. Competence still matters. Responsibility still matters. And when these qualities become scarce, society becomes fragile. From a biblical standpoint, this is about stewardship. God entrusts people with knowledge, skills, experience, responsibility. We are called to use those gifts faithfully and pass them on. Proverbs 13:22 says, "A good man leaves an inheritance to his children and his children's children." That inheritance is more than money. It includes wisdom, character, standards, truth. When a generation fails to transfer what it has learned, the next generation starts over, and society becomes poorer. In every workplace I've been a part of, there are a few people who carried far more than anyone realized. The ones everyone depended on. The ones who could diagnose what others missed. The ones who quietly protected customers, co-workers, and the company itself. Often, they received little or no recognition. But when they left, everyone noticed. If you're one of those people, understand this. Your work matters. Your standards matter. Your example matters. If you're younger, this is an opportunity. Find the experienced people, ask questions, watch how they think, learn how they solve problems, pay attention to the details they notice. Because when they retire, their knowledge retires with them unless you make the effort to inherit it. And if you do, you will become incredibly valuable. If you lead a company, take this seriously. Identify the people who quietly make everything work. Document their knowledge. Pair them with younger employees. Reward them. Respect them. Because if they walk out tomorrow, your organization may discover that your greatest asset was never the software, the procedures, or the branding. It was the competence of a few faithful people. I like to call these people invisible heroes. The workplace is not held together by slogans. It is not held together by mission statements. It is not held together by software. It is held together by competent people who take responsibility and care enough to do things right. For decades, Gen X has quietly filled that role. And as they retire, many companies are going to learn the painful truth. They were never run on systems. They were run on people. People with wisdom. People with standards. People who still believe that the truth matters. The question is not whether Gen X will retire. They will. The real question is whether anyone is ready to take their place. If this video resonated with you, leave a comment and tell me what you're seeing in your own workplace. Are experienced workers being replaced? Is valuable knowledge walking out the door? And what happens when competence becomes rare? If you found this valuable, subscribe to What is Truth. Because in a world that rewards appearances, we still need to talk about what actually holds things together and why the truth still matters.